Hello everyone, what is up? It is me, AlbiMTG. For today's video, I have a first that I'm doing here on the channel. This is something I hope goes well because I definitely want to do more of these here in the near future. I've been really interested in watching some of these videos where people buy like these small collections off of, eBay or Craigslist, some sort of website like those. And I went ahead and purchased one for myself. So you guys can see here we've got a pretty solid, decent sized box here. And we're gonna open it up, see what goodies are inside, and I want to show you guys the eBay post that led to me choosing this one as my first attempt at doing something like this. And most likely what I'm gonna end up doing, unless I can find a couple cards in here that I want to keep for myself, I'm most likely going to just sell these off for profit. Put some of the cards up maybe on Cardsphere or some other website. Probably end up being Cardsphere, because Cardsphere gets most of my card sales. So yeah, should be a lot of fun seeing what's in here. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the post. Also, I had my Twitter page up here just so you guys wouldn't get to see the post right away. If you guys do have a Twitter, go ahead and follow me at Albi_MTG. Would mean a lot. And let's go ahead and take a look at this lot here that I ended up picking up. So what I ended up doing here was, it says winning bid of $10. That's not correct. That was just the starting bid on the auction. He also had the option where you could just make an offer. That's what I ended up doing. And so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at some of the pictures here that led to me choosing this as my first attempt here. So you can see here some of these pictures. When we take a look at these cards here, actually it's probably better if I can just zoom in over here. You guys can see these a little bit better. So what you're seeing here is just a bunch of common and uncommon lands. There's an ancient amphitheater down there. That's a rare land. And I think there was another, there's ally encampments up there in the top right hand corner. There's a field of ruin there towards the middle. So nothing too crazy here, just a bunch of common and uncommon lands. Cards like Simic Growth Chamber, those will go for like 50 cents or whatever, so those aren't too bad. Boros Garrison, same thing with those. So I'm not overly hyped seeing the very first page worth of cards. We go on to the second page here. There's just some full art lands here. Again, nothing too crazy. There are some original Zendikar ones that you can see here, the original Zendikar Islands there, and then there's just some like regular Hour of Devastation, Battle for Zendikar full art lands. These are just some more close-ups onto the lands that were shown here in the beginning. And then you can see we've got some other cards here, some rares, some mythics. So you can see the Scorpion God here. Oops, accidentally clicked on that one again. My apologies. You can see cards like the Scorpion God, so there are mythics in the slot. Aetherworks Marvel, also a mythic. Hooded Hydra, that's a mythic as well. So there are some mythics in the slot, which I think is a pretty promising tell, as well as just some other random bulk rares. Eidolon of Countless Battles, Battlefield Thaumaturge, Painseer, even Mantis Rider. Mantis Rider is a playable card though, so that'll be something that, even though it's not worth a lot, I can definitely sell those off pretty fast. But then there are just like some other bulk rares here. So far what you guys are seeing is definitely what most people would have seen if they didn't continue to look a little bit deeper in, because these are just the first page of pictures. Once we go on to the second page of pictures, the next thing that we see here is an Uzuri Commander deck. So you can see things like Prime Speaker Zagana, Uzuri Claw of Progress, Sol Ring, all of these put together. So I'm pretty much assuming that this is just going to be the full Uzuri Commander deck, which right now on MTG Goldfish, according to their prices, right now you can sell off every piece of the Uzuri Commander deck for about $128, I think was what it was when I last checked it. So if this is a full Uzuri Commander deck straight out of the box pre-con, it's worth about $128. I'll probably sell it for less than that once I piece everything out. The big selling card in here is Command Beacon. So if there's a Command Beacon in here, then we are in fantastic shape, because Command Beacon on its own is about a $20 card. So I don't see the Command Beacon in any of the pictures, so we are just kind of hoping that it's in here with the Uzuri Commander deck. But again, I'm really hoping it's in here, because that would be a fantastic one. So you can see there's some commander cards in here with the Uzuri deck. Next picture here, you can see just some more full art lands, You've got some wastes up here at the top. Those are fine. They go for about 50 cents a piece, maybe a little bit more than that. Here you can see some more commander cards. So you have the foil Azuri, you have Freyalise, and you have Kalemne, or Kalem, however it's pronounced, Disciple of Iroas. Kalem isn't, you know, too expensive, but Freyalise and Azuri are fine little pickups. Azuri is like, you know, a $10 card on its own, and then Freyalise is a few dollars as well. If there's more cards from the Freyalise commander deck, then maybe something like Tatiana, or not Tatiana, whatever she's like a land commander. Whenever a land you control hits the graveyard, you make a 5/3. I forget what her name is. I play her in my Canadian Highlander deck, but she's also just like a $20 card right now as well, so picking up her would be pretty nice if she's in here. And then you can see just kind of like the full little collection here as well. So pretty excited to get this open. Should be quite a bit of fun seeing what else is in here, and then once we get to the end and we talk about what's actually in here, I'll tell you guys the price that I ended up paying for it. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. So what I'm gonna end up doing is opening up this box, and we'll go ahead and start seeing what goodies are inside this box. So see you guys here in just a second. Alright, so I've got the, I'm ready to open up this. We got the camera set up here so we can start taking a look at some of these cards. I also have a quick shout out to Efren over at Pack Crack Fever. He's kind of known for, whenever he opens up some sort of a lot, maybe some card sphere packages, whatever, he'll use his blue safety scissors as his method of opening up the box. And so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go ahead and use these blue safety scissors to open up the box. Also, another thing I wanted to kind of point out here about this lot, let me go ahead and pick up the camera here a little bit. When we take a look at this, for those of you who know me just by, like, you know, seeing my real name, you'll notice that this is not how you spell my name. My name is M-A-R-C. So I'm honestly kind of a little bit more hopeful that they spelled my name wrong, because if they didn't take the time to spell my name correctly, maybe they didn't take the time to sort through the money cards from their collection, which would be pretty sweet. So it does have me a little bit excited seeing that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited now. Well, I mean, I was pretty excited before, but just a little bit of additional excitement here. So we're gonna go ahead and take these safety scissors. We'll move the camera and hopefully not make you guys too, you know, sick by moving the camera like that. We'll go ahead and get this thing open, hopefully with these safety scissors. There we go. All right, we got this open. We'll put the scissors up here and we'll go ahead and take a look at these. So it's mainly packaged with just paper and then all of the cards. No like packing peanuts or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this down here on the floor, and we'll go ahead and just like grab some of these cards and take a look at what's in here. So grab a small little lot here, and already I'm seeing the first card here is a rare, so that's pretty promising. We've got a Scion of V2 Ghazi, not too bad at all. Another one, Plea for Guidance, so we're already seeing some rares. This is pretty promising. Spirit of the Labyrinth, Master Trinketeer, Handwear Militia Captain, Angel of Deliverance, Stonehaven Outfitter. There's the Painseer we saw on the beginning thing. So we are seeing some rares here, which again is a fantastic sign. Even if they're just bulk rares, there could be some non-bulk rares in here. Mardu Strike Leader. We got a Faceless Butcher, fine card for Pauper. This thing's Pauper legal, and so sometimes people will use it as the Oubliette replacement, since Oubliettes are pretty expensive. Undertaker, Sengir Autocrat, Undertaker, some demonic packs. We got some mythics in here. This is probably a couple bucks here too. This is a sweet one here too. Torment of Hailfires are already like $5 a piece, so that's a very, very solid pickup. Magus of the Abyss, we got two of those. Drana's Chosen, Painful Truths, Bloodchained Fanatic, we got two of those. Baneful Omen, Bloodsoaked Champion, Bearer of Silence, some more mythics, some kind of bulk mythics. Bantu's Last Reckoning, that's a solid pickup. Omid Eternals, Shimian Spectre, Haunting Echoes, Yeheni's Expertise, another Torment of Hailfire. Again, that's another like $5 bill, so that's pretty sweet. Another mythic in here with Erebos' Titan, Rise of the Dark Realms here. What else we got? Remorseful Punishment, Midnight Oil, Asylum Visitor. Yeah, this is another Torment of Hailfire. So that's like a full play set of Torment of Hailfires already, and again, those are like $5 a piece, so that's super sweet to pick that up. Wasteland Strangler, sometimes he's playing modern. Again, that's a decent little pickup. What else are we looking at here? Liege of the Pit. We'll put some of these cards over here. Liege of the Pits. Languish, decent little pickup there, couple dollars. Not sure what that is. Graveborn Muse. Curse of Misfortunes, might even be a couple dollars. Grim Haruspex, not really worth much, but that's a solid. That was a very solid little pull there to just get things started. I'm quite happy with that. And we've got more. We've got more rares here. Amara, Veteran War Leader. That's a solid one too for your allies deck. Not really too expensive though. Some commons and uncommons, but they're decent ones. Atarka. Let me get these back here on camera. I wish I could put the camera up a little bit higher. Another mythic here, Sire of Stagnation. It looks like 3 Mantis Riders. Those are solid pickups here as well. Anax and Cymede, Steam Augury, some Izzet Charms. I had someone who was asking me for Izzet Charms last night, so they'll be pretty happy that I just managed to get myself a playset of Izzet Charms here. I'll probably just give those to him. Mind Swipe. Nothing too crazy. This card's actually upside down. Fevered Visions, that's kind of a sweet one here as well. What else we got? Big Experiments, Dax Duplicate, more Fevered Visions. Assemble the Legion, that's a pretty solid one too. That might also be a couple dollars. Nothing else here really looks too good. We got Gisela. This one's from the Commander deck, so we might end up having the full whatever her name is, Kalemne Commander deck in here, which would be sweet. Gisela, we've got Anya here, so that's pretty nice. There's Kalemne herself, which is solid. Fathom Feeder, Soul Ransom, a Notion Thief, solid pickup. Rakdos Charm, another mythic here, Olivia Mobilized for War. A Dreadbore, that's a very solid pickup as well. Quite happy with that one. Kolaghan's Command, that's a very nice one. I'm super happy to pick that one up. This one most likely I'll just be keeping. This one I probably won't sell off. It's worth about $15-20 right now, so that's a very solid pickup, but I actually don't have any of these, and I'm probably just gonna go ahead and keep this as my first Kolaghan's Command. It would be very nice if we found some more K commands in here. Carnival Hellsteed, Sire of Insanity, some Swans of Bryn Argyle, Mortal Servitude, that's not a bad pickup either. These flip cards are all upside down. Flip these around here. Driven Despair, Leaf Chance, Breaking and Entering. That one used to be pretty good. I don't think it's too expensive though. Again, more upside down rares. Driven Despair again, more of those. Victory's Herald, Arbiter of Nullridge, Jareth Leonin Titan. Again, these are from the Commander deck, so it's likely that we're again just getting a full Kalemne Commander deck out of this. Dawnbreak Reclaimer, Kalemne's Captain, Hushwing Griff, Sigil, Knight of the White Orchid's fine, Vryn Wingmare's fine as well, so those are decent little pickups. Man, and we've had basically nothing but rare so far, which is super sweet. I'm quite happy with this, and we're not even like that far in. I guess we'll kind of put these over here, get the pile a little smaller so that I can get them here on camera. We got some Anger of the Gods, which are sweet and very playable cards. Our Devastation, Sweltering Suns here. Nothing too crazy there. Molten Vortex is an okay card. Flame Shadow Conjurings, Outpost Siege is fine. Hammer of Perforos is a decent little pickup, 2 of those there. Sulfuric Vortex, been reprinted a lot, but it's a fine card. Very playable. Possibility Storm, always a fun one for Commander, so I'm sure people will want to get their hands on some Possibility Storms. Thunderbreak Region's a fine pickup. Boros Reckoner is also quite good. P.N. Kieran Nalaar, also a pretty solid pickup. What else we got here? Nothing too crazy there. Another P.N. Kieran Nalaar is pretty solid. Not sure what this card is, but it's just kind of a Commander card, probably not worth too much. Soul of Shandalar, it's a mythic, not really an expensive mythic, but it's a mythic. Dream Pillager, some more Commander cards, it looks like. An Inferno Titan, not really too expensive, but again, it's a playable card. Hellkite Tyrant's pretty playable, or not playable, but fairly expensive as well. Hoarding Dragon, Goblin Dark Dwellers, decent little pickup. Hunted Dragon, not too bad. Eldrazi Obligators are pretty good too for the red-green Eldrazi list that sometimes show up in Modern. And then Scab Clan Berserker, one of my favorite cards.
Got some more over here. Got some Tarian Maulers, again, some commander stuff. Alesha, no more Scab Clan Berserkers, Sin Prodder, Magus of the Wheel, decent little pickup there. Some Abbots, Goblin Pile Drivers, an okay pickup. Goblin Diplomats is a fine little pickup. Kari Zez, some Zergos. Monastery Swiftspear, not too bad for an uncommon as well. There's the Scorpion God. Again, we saw this mythic as one of the previewed, cards that we saw on the lot itself. Surak Dragon Collars here. Savage Knuckleblade, great card. So these look like some Khans of Tarkir sort of stuff. Rashmi, that's a fine little pickup. I wonder if there's some Khans of Tarkir stuff in here. There is the chance at some Khans fetch lands. I'm not overly, I'm not going to assume that they're in here, but those would be really solid pickups. So Rashmi, Eternity's Crafter is another decent little pickup here. Some commander players will like those. Simic Charms, Bring to Light, that's a fine card. Sagu Maulers aren't really too great. Noyan Dar, Temet, Daxos, Ascended Law Mage, Lavinia. Got another mythic here, this one being from Theros block. Madomai, the Ageless. Reaper of the Wilds, fine card. Rakshasa, Bloodbond March, Gaze of Granite, fine card. Corpshack Menace, I believe, is an uncommon now. As of, I believe it was Iconic Masters, it became an uncommon. We got an Obzedat Ghost Council, it used to be a couple dollars, not really worth much anymore because it got downgraded to rare in one of the master sets. March from the Tomb, Eiley, more March from the Tombs. We got an Utter End and a Camball, those are also solid pickups. So pretty sweet stuff from that pile as well. I am extremely happy with how this is going. I think when I tell you guys at the end of this how much I actually paid for this lot, you guys are going to be quite impressed. Nissa's Revelation here, Wild Call. We've got some more Upside Down split cards. Those are the Thaumaturges that we saw earlier on. Polymorphous Jess, not really worth much. Some Swan Songs, those are decent little pickups here for those. 2 Paradoxical Outcomes, those are fine, vintage playable cards, so Paradoxical Outcomes a good little pickup as well. Curse of the Swine here, Uggin's Insight, Trait Doctoring, Whelming Waves, Padim, decent little card. We got a Clever Impersonator, that's like one of the only cards from, I believe it's the most expensive Khans of Tarkir card that isn't a fetch land. So Clever Impersonator, very solid pickup. Again, it's another like $4 or $5 card. We've got a Baral in here, that's a pretty solid pickup here too. Zeroff's Masterpiece. Temporal Trespass, not too bad. Crush of Tentacles, that was a mythic too. Some Drowner of Hopes for modern Eldrazi builds that have blue in them. Nothing else too crazy here in blue. Mirror Mockery, fine little commander card sometimes. Stratus Dancer is fine. Supplant Form, Icy Blast, Saboteur. Another Upside Down split card. Mizium Mortars, Whims of the Fates, more Whims of the Fates, Mob Rule, Disaster Radius, Fiery Confluence, that's another very solid pickup. That's a pretty expensive card here on its own. Earthquake, Chandra's Ignition, Exquisite Firecraft's a decent little pickup for your modern burn decks, but I believe Fiery Confluence on its own is probably about $15 right now because it sees Legacy and Vintage play. I think it's more Legacy play than it is Vintage play, but again, very solid pickup. Alright, keep it going here. Some of those over here. Stage of Ancient Lore, Inexorable Blob. Some okay cards. Dwynen, fine for your elf deck. Nothing else too crazy. Managorger Hydra is a fun one. Drago Warcaller, again from the Freyalise commander deck. So again, there is a Freyalise that's supposed to be in here, so it's possible that we might have the entire Freyalise commander deck as well in this collection, which would be pretty crazy. Some more just kind of like bulky green cards. Undergrowth Champion and Green Warden of Marasa, both kind of mythics from Battle for Zendikar, but not really too expensive. Zendikar Resurgent, that's a fine card too. Commander players love these, along with Song of the Dryads. Commander players love those as well. Dictate of Karametra. Another Zendikar Resurgent, again, solid pickup. From Beyonds are fine. Traverse the Uvenwald, that's a decent little pickup. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad on those ones. We got Deadlock Trap, Seal of the Guild Pack. I'm not sure if this one's too expensive. I don't think it is. I think it's more of just kind of a Commander bulk rare. Gruesome Slaughter, Reality Smasher, so we might have some Thought-Knot Seers in here too, which would be solid pickups. I mean, any of these, Oath of the Gatewatch, Eldrazi are just solid pickups, but seeing Reality Smasher has me hopeful that there might be a Thought-Knot Seer in here. Blight Herder. We got Endbringer, again, another one of these decent Eldrazi, not too expensive though. Scrap Heaps. Foundry Inspector. Smuggler's Copter would have been a pretty solid pickup back when it was in Standard, but not really a decent pickup anymore. Some more of the vehicles. Pyromancer's Goggles, kind of a fun one. Heroes Podium, Sword of the Animist, kind of getting up there in price now, a little expensive. Nothing else too crazy. Hooded Hydra, so we're seeing some of the mythics again that we saw out of the initial pictures. Reverend Hunter, Ornreef Hydra, Bristling Hydra, Den Protectors are fine. Rattleclaw Mystics fine. Managorger Hydra solid. Oath of Nissa also a decent little pickup there. So I am I'm super happy with how this is going so far. I'm sure you guys can probably tell, but this is going quite nice. It looks like we have some sort of I believe this is either the Theros Fat Pack box, or this is like an Elspeth versus Kiora dual deck box. I want to say it's just a Fat Pack box, but we do got some modern playables here. We got some Rattle Chains, Clone. There's Aetherworks Marvel, Perilous Vault is a fine one. Pixis, Stronic Resonator. That's a decent commander card as well, along with Loxodon Warhammer. Primal Amulet's fine. Inspiring Statuary is a decent one. Aetherflux Reservoir is an okay card too, worth a couple dollars as well. Glaring Spotlight, Bestiary, 2 more Reservoirs. I'm perfectly okay with that. So I think that was all of the colorless rares that were there, but so there wasn't like the Thought-Knot Seers, like I said, but there was some very, very decent cards in here. We're gonna take a look at what's inside of this Elspeth box now. Even more rares, this is great. Glorybound Initiate, Martial Law, Touch of the Eternal, Gleam of Authority, Blind Obedience, that's a fine commander card here as well. Good Seb McKinnon artwork on it. Nothing too crazy here. Hallowed Moonlight, we got a Sun Titan. Sun Titan's a solid pickup as well. People always want to get their hands on those. Angel of Serenity is a decent little one here as well. Crested Sunmare, as well as General Tazri, again, decent little commander pickups. What else are we looking at? Thalia's Lieutenant, that's a very modern playable card in the Humans deck, so that's another good pickup. What else are we seeing here? Call the Gatewatch, Soldier, Aegis of the Gods, that's like a fine card, nothing too crazy. Cathar's Crusade I think is worth a few dollars right now as well. A little 5 mana enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That does quite a bit of work as well, so that's a couple dollars there. I want to say Gift of Immortality might even be like a 50-cent card, I'm not sure. Silence, Always Watching, Chained. Here we got some of the lands that were included here. So like I said, these wastes are like probably about 50 cents a pop, so picking up some of those, some of these full art lands, more wastes, some plains. And again, like I was saying in the beginning, these ones here, like these plains are original Zendikar, so they go for a little bit more than something like an Hour of Devastation or Amonkhet or Battle for Zendikar. The original Zendikar ones go for a little bit more, so those are again decent little pickups there. Let's see what else we've got in this. There's just so much, it's so crazy. Eidolon of Countless Battles, Gideon's Intervention, Lantern Scouts, Anointed Procession, that's a decent pickup too, again, solid. Fumigates, Outbursts. Exquisite Archangel, it's a mythic, someone might want it. Quarantine Field, again, mythic, someone might want it. Then we got some of these more these full art lands here. Again, we're looking at original Zendikar Islands, maybe lightly played condition, not necessarily near mint, but that's still, you know, something that's going to sell off, which is pretty nice. I believe the rest of these are all just full art lands, which is perfectly fine. Can never have too many full art lands. They're usually a wanted commodity. What else we got in here? Looks like some more full art lands, some swamps, mountains, Sunhome, Fortress of the Legion. That's a fine card there as well. Not really, it's not modern playable, but it's not modern playable because it's not modern legal. But in your, you know, casual decks, your commander decks, the Outpost is a pretty solid pickup. Corrupted Crossroads, Ally Encampment. There's the Field of Ruin that we saw. Think anything else in here is really Destructive Revelries are fine little pickups. Those are some decent ones as well. Fine pickup there. Looks like 3 of them, which is pretty nice. Again, there's the 4th Destructive Revelry, solid pickup. 5th Destructive Revelry, even better. Keep them coming. Just your basic kind of bulk uncommons. Maybe they look like fine uncommons though, so maybe someone will. Some counter squalls. Counter squalls are fine. Just got reprinted, but again, sometimes see modern play, so I'm fine picking up a couple of counter squalls. That seems perfectly all right with me. Reflector Mages, 2 of those it looks like. So 2 Reflector Mages, again, decent pickups. Modern playable card here. This looks like more of those lands that we were saying in the beginning pictures. There is a rare though, the Ancient Amphitheater. When it enters the battlefield, you reveal a giant, or else it comes in tapped. But again, Boros Garrison. Honestly, the Boros Garrison might be like the same price as the Ancient Amphitheater. Secret Plans. Shaman of the Packs might be a fine pickup. Is there a full playset there? Yeah, a full playset of Shaman of the Pack could be a fine little pickup. Simic Growth Chamber, this one being an original one from Dissension. Little bit of a nick up here towards the top, but again, someone might still want a lightly played or played Simic Growth Chamber. Another one of these, original Ravnica, so decent pickup there. Since we're seeing some like Kaladesh, Aether Revolt time period stuff, we could pick up a Fatal Push. That would be a decent one. Eidolon of Rhetoric's not a bad pickup either. Some Nyxlis Rams. Pretty nice. We got some more Swift Spears, another Swift Spear here. Reckless Bushwhacker might be like $1 or $2. That's a decent little one. Second Reckless Bushwhacker in here. Maybe $1 is a little too much, but maybe like 50 cents or so. Some Young Pyromancers. Looks like a full playset of Young Pyromancer, which is pretty nice here as well. Decent little pickup. We got some Slivers. I don't think the Slivers are worth too much from recent sets. I think this card might actually be like a couple dollars here, the Rite of the Raging Storm, or at least like maybe, again, another 50-cent dollar card. Grace of Glory. could be a fine little commander card, honestly. 3-mana enchantment. Whenever a player taps a land for mana during another player's turn, destroy that land. Have that blue player at your table start to hate you pretty bad. Wild Slash, some Skullcracks. Those are decent pickups. I actually need these saved me some money here on Cardsphere, because I was actually going to put some of these Skullcracks up on my wants list for Cardsphere, so I'm going to pull those aside as well. That I have my full playset of Skullcracks now for Modern Burn, which is pretty nice. Another Searing Blood, so again, that'll be, I think I might have my full playset already for Modern Burn of Searing Bloods, but again, a decent little pickup there. Magma Jets, some Lightning Axes, those see play in some Modern decks here as well. Another Skullcrack, again, not too bad. Even if I end up with my full playset of Skullcracks, they're like $1 or so, maybe even $1.50 at this point, so perfectly fine little pickup. We got an Abrade, that's a playable card in Eternal formats as well. Another Skullcrack, so that's a full playset of Skullcracks, which is pretty nice. Might even be some additional ones in here, which would be super cool. Crumble the Dust is fine, sometimes use Modern play. Some more Crumble the Dust, again, we might be able to sell off a full play set of those. An additional Skullcrack, again, solid pickup. That makes, I think, 5 Skullcracks now, which is quite good. So that could be something. These cards that have, like, oh, that's a Flameblade Adept, that's a decent little uncommon pickup, as well as 3 more Monastery Swiftspears to go along with, I think, 1 or 2 that we already saw previously. So again, another playset of a solid card there in Monastery Swiftspear. We've got a promo here, another game day promo, the Phalanx Leader. 2-mana 1/1 heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Just got reprinted in Ultimate Masters again as part of the there you see it, the Phalanx Leader. This one being the promo, these ones being the non-promos. You'll recognize it from Ultimate Masters if you just got done playing some of that. Some Felidar Guardians. Someone might want those for their modern Saheeli Felidar Guardian combo deck. Secure the Waste, that's a solid pickup. That's was not expecting to see a Secure the Waste in there with all of the commons and uncommons. This one is certainly a rare. This is a very solid card. Open the Armory is actually like a $1 or $2 uncommon, so I think it's closer to like $2 right now. So again, decent little uncommon pickup here in this in these commons and uncommon piles. There we go. There's a Wear and Tear as well as a Boros Charm. Very solid one. The Boros Charm actually looks a little, I don't know if you guys can see that, like the text on it looks a little blurred. I don't know if you can, like, if you compare the I and the C there, or I guess the S and the T, that's really where it looks blurred, right there, the S and the T. So like the text over there looks a little bit blurred, but still a fine little pickup. And then you're seeing additional Wear and Tears here, which is super nice as well. Ceremonious Rejection's a fine pickup too. 1 mana counter target colorless spell. It's definitely playable. Thirst for Knowledge, fine pickup as well. Don't know how much it is. Maybe like another 50 cents or $1, something like that. Another Ceremonious Rejection pickup, fine card. I think Delay might actually be worth, again, another like 50 cents, maybe $1. I think Sam Ristic Studies was pretty big on this card in Commander, saying that he was a big fan of that card in Commander, and it made the price go up a little bit. Set Adrift might actually be something that someone wants to out of like these bulk bins. You'll see this seeing play a lot in the blue-black mill decks in Modern, because you can put target non-land permanent on top of its owner's library. So you take a pesky permanent, throw it back on top of their library for just 1 mana because of the delve ability, and then you can go ahead and have them mill the top card, which pretty much gets rid of whatever that pesky permanent was. Sphinx's tutelages might be like $1.50, something like that. Marrow Commerce. I think Marrow Commerce is also like, again, another 50 cents to $1. This tribal enchantment Merfolk doesn't see play in the modern Merfolk decks, but because Merfolk's like a favorite casual tribe, these might be worth a couple of cents. Remand, that's a very solid pickup here too. Very solid uncommon, worth a couple of dollars. Stubborn Denial, again, I think this one's only, again, 50 cents to $1, maybe not even that much because it's from Khans of Tarkir, which was a very, very heavily open set, but it sees modern play in the Death Shadow decks, also sees, I think, some legacy play sometimes in Death Shadow decks as well. Another promo here, game day promo, Scale Guard Sentinels. Promo Heir of the Wilds, again another game day promo, just the uncommon promos. No, we haven't seen any rare game day promos yet. Paradox Haze, that's a decent pickup here too. Enchant player at the beginning of Enchanted player's first upkeep each turn, that player gets an additional upkeep step after this turn. This is like a several dollar card too. This is like another $4 or $5 cards, even though they're just uncommons, which is crazy. Mutagenic Growth, again, another playable uncommon here. So he's playing Infect. Sylvan Scrying, modern playable cards. He's playing in Modern Tron. These versions are fairly cheap though. These are probably only like 20 cents a card. Maybe even less than that because of the original printings are more expensive, the ones from original Mirrodin, as well as Sylvan Scrying being an FNM promo, as well as you'll see most people just running the FNM promos. Wild Growth Walker, standard legal cards. He's playing like the Explore decks. Not sure it's really worth anything though. Maybe because Ixalan wasn't very open very much. It could be, you know, a couple of pennies. Some Predatory Slivers, those are decent pickups here as well, and a Mana Weft Sliver. So there was a decent little lot of slivers in here. I think Mana Weft Sliver sees play in both the Modern and Legacy Slivers decks. So this one I think is like $1.50, $2, maybe even more than that. Predatory Slivers aren't very expensive, but they're at least like, you know, 25 cents a piece, 50 cents a piece, something like that. Dwynen's Elite, solid pickup again. Modern Elves loves Dwynen's Elite as well as all of the other casual Elves deck. This is a very, very important piece to the Modern Elves decks, probably one of the best 2-drops in that deck. some emblems. We got Kiora emblem, Nissa, Jace, Nixilis, Sarkin, Sorin, Kiora, Gideon. Those emblems might be able to go for, you know, maybe not a lot, but they'll be something that some people will want. 1/1 Goblin token from Cape Fear Games. They're not my sponsor. There was more on the back. Let me see. Do I have my? I don't have my Card Sphere hippo tokens with me, or no, they were dinosaur tokens, not hippos. I don't have my Card Sphere tokens to cover those up. Shapeshifter, Changeling token. We could do this Azuri commander deck now. I think that the more expensive cards are going to be in here though, or at least the entire. Actually, we'll give this a quick open. It looks like it's just going to be. There's some stuff over here, but it looks like it's mainly just the commander deck. So we're going to hold off on that one. We'll do the commander deck here at the end. We'll keep going with even more of the loose cards that are in this thing. There are a lot of Magic cards in here, and I'm just like dropping all of them. Give me a second. Actually, Illness in the Ranks is a fine card. I've been looking to pick up one of these. I just never really got around to it for modern 8-rack. Creature tokens are one of the biggest problems for 8-rack. You hate going against cards like, you know, Lingering Souls and these other token producers. So Illness in the Ranks was something I was going to pick up for my sideboard, but just never really got around to it. So again, this saves me another, like, I don't know, 5-10 cents from picking one up later. Shrieking Affliction, speaking of modern 8-rack, I obviously have my playset already, but Shrieking Affliction's a solid one. This one just looks revised, not unlimited. Big Game Hunters, not a bad pickup. Sometimes he's playing Hollow One, normally as a sideboard card. Golgari Thugs, those are fine too for Modern Dredge, which is a very popular deck right now, so that's a solid pickup. Watchers, Burnish Charts are, I think, we got a full playset there. Those are a pretty popular little, pretty popular commander card here, the Burnish Charts. So those will be an uncommon that some people will want. I'll be more than happy to send those off. We got a Boros Signet, not too bad, again from the Kalemne Commander deck. Also my, we got Thought Vessel. This is something I was hoping for. Thought Vessel right now from Commanders. These are like, again, another $5 to $7, something like that. So that's a very solid pickup again with these Thought Vessels. Very nice. I hope there's more than just one in here, but I mean, I'm not going to get my hopes up too much. We got Abzan Charm. We got a Japanese Jeskai Charm. Some more charms here. Debt to the Deathless might be worth something too. It's a great finisher for Orzhov commander decks, or basically any commander deck that can run it, maybe Esper as well. And looks like that's it for those. We have about one more pile worth of cards, and then we can get into the goodies inside of the whatchamacallit, the deck boxes. And that's kind of disappointing. I'll show you guys what I'm seeing here in a second. So the pictures of the Azuri, the Frailes, and the Kalemne that were on the eBay thing were the full-sized cards, not the just like these are the full-sized commanders for these, like compared to just like a regular card, which is this big. These are about 4 times the size. So some people like them as kind of like commodity collectible things. I don't know how well they sell, but we'll see. But aside from that, we have one last pile. Lightning Greaves, that's a decent little pickup there. Again, very sought after card for Commander. Swiftfoot Boots, yet again, very sought after card for Commander. Skull Clamp, original from Darksteel, that's probably worth a little something. Worn Power Stone might even be like another 15 or 25, 50 cents, something like that. Felwar Stone, I think might be the same thing. Again, another 25, 50 cents. Maybe the same with Basalt Monolith, I'm not too sure. Tormod Script, some Springleaf Drums, those will see play in the Modern Affinity deck, so those are fine little pickups there. Not really worth too much, but again, the kind of cards some people might want. And speaking of cards that people might want, 3 Hedron Archives, I believe these are, yeah, all from Battle for Zendikar, so those are, again, decent pickups here with the Hedron Archives. Tablet of the Guilds, not sure if that's really worth anything, but yeah, that takes us to, that's the entire box. The entire box is empty now. The only thing that we have left is the goodies inside of this Azuri deck box. Take the entire thing out. You got Azuri right there, and I'll drop the entire thing on my lap like a professional YouTuber. Alright, how am I? These are very, very slippery sleeves. This might have been a bad idea. I'm gonna put this half down there in the box again, and we'll take a look at this half. So we have the Azuri himself. Azuri himself is like $10 to $12. High market, that's a decent rare. Again, in these lands, we're looking for the Command Beacon. That's going to be the big money card. If we can find one. Command Tower, again, something that your Commander players are going to want. Ninja of the Deep Hours is solid. Orin Viper. It's looking like so far nothing else. Oh, there it is. There's something that's been changed in the deck. Right when I was about to say it looks like nothing in this deck has been changed. There's a Theros card in here. Yeah, so it looks like there were Arachnogenesis, Spider Fog. This right now is like a $9 card, so again, beautiful pickup here with Arachnogenesis. Beastmaster's Ascension, couple dollars, maybe like $3, something like that. There's the Soul Ring. Soul Ring's a solid pickup, can never have too many Soul Rings. These are all just like the experience tokens and stuff, just the tokens, so nothing too crazy here. These look like just empty sleeves, which will probably just become a new set of draft sleeves for me. We'll see what else is in here. These piles are becoming way too big over here for me to handle. Let's see if I can get the rest of these here in just one swoop. It looks like I should be able to. And we got Island. Simic Key Room. This is a rare here, the Orochi Hatchery, not really worth anything though, maybe like 25, 50 cents. Solemn Simulacrum and Swiftfoot Boots, good commander cards as well. Chameleon Colossus, Biden of Thassa, you got your Prime Speaker Zagana, that's a decent little pickup there as well. Krosan Grip, again another card that commander players will want to get their hands on. Mole Drifter, Simic Growth Chamber. This looks like it was sleeved up right out of the box, so this commander deck I would say is pretty much near mint. Simic Growth Chamber. Azuri's Predation again is another card that's about $10 or so right now, maybe about $8 to $10, so that's a good pickup. Thought Vessel again, that's another $5 to $7. Second Thought Vessel in here. Cassetto might be worth something, I'm not too sure. I kind of don't think so. Terramorphic Expanse, Mastery. Dama's Reach, Trigon Predator, Spider, Scythe Claw I don't think is worth anything, Sword of Vengeance, Oran Reef the Vastwood, not really worth anything. We've got the Eternal Witness though, which again is just another like decent card to pick up, about $3-4 something. Day of Dragons, Caller of the Claw, Verdant Confluence I think is the cheapest, worst of the confluences, so not too much of a pickup there. Overrun, Skullwinder, Mystic Snake, Bane of Progress. Bane of Progress is also like, again, another $5 or so, nothing too crazy. We are getting to the end here. It doesn't look like there was the Command Beacon, unfortunately. So the Command Beacon was, again, like a $20 card. That was one of the things that really led me to purchase this lot. Obviously, the rest of the lot, and once I tell you guys the price that I got for this, you guys will be like, wow, it's extremely good deal, which it definitely was. So yeah, no Command Beacon, but we made up for it in so many of these cards. Even if I just like sell back all this bulk just as, you know, a giant bulk lot, then I'll probably get my money back on it. I ended up purchasing this entire lot for just over $30. This was $30.65. It was $13.65 for shipping, and then I offered the person $22 for the lot, and then after offering them $22, I had a $5 off coupon from eBay. So I used my $5 off coupon, so for a total of $30.65, I got all of the cards that you saw here today. The Torment of Hailfires, there was like 4 or 5 of those. Those are all $5 a piece. That's almost my money back right there. We saw 2 Thought Vessels. Those again, $5 to $7 a piece. Most of the Azuri Commander deck, except for the Command Beacon. So around, again, another, say, $80 to $100 worth of cards from that Commander deck, and all of these other rares and things, even some of these uncommons like the 5 or 6 Skullcracks we opened, the Monastery Swift Spears, the Lightning Greaves, all of these other cards, just such good pickups. And for only $30, it's an insane pickup. I guess I can show you guys quickly that it was $30. We'll turn off this camera here, and now you guys can see I'm back on this page. I think I should be able to show you guys that it was $30 I paid for it. I don't want to like show my address or anything like that. Let me see if I can just yeah, so accepted your offer of US $22, and you can see here that shipping was, if the page wants to scroll down, there we go, you can see that the shipping was $13.65. So $13.65 plus the $22 offer here, it comes to a total of $35.65. And then, you know, eBay just randomly sends you $5 off coupons every now and again, and so I just used one here. So total of $30 for all of the cards that you saw today. I don't know how long the video is going to end up being. The raw footage from my camera when I just turned my camera off was already over an hour. So of course I'm going to shorten that down so you guys can see, you know, not an hour worth of me just sifting through cards. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I definitely had a fantastic experience with this one. I know not all of them are going to be winners, but this one certainly was. Alright, hey everyone, thanks so much for watching the video. I originally had an outro pre-recorded for this video already, where I basically said, you know, give me a couple of days and then I'll have all of the, you know, numbers for everything, the prices, I'll have it sorted, all that other kind of stuff, and then I would make an update video later on. But because the editing and things like that took so long on the video, I have all of the numbers and all that other kind of stuff now, so I'm just going to throw it onto the outro here. So I have a couple of pictures that we'll talk about, and things like that too. So the overall pricing on everything for all the cards that were 90 cents or more, it came to around $550 for the lot. That does not include things like the 84 full art lands that came with it. It doesn't include things like the playset of Destructive Revelries, which are 50 cents a piece that I can sell off pretty easily, and all these other 50-cent cards that I can just sell off pretty easily as well. Some of the 75% or 75-cent cards too. It doesn't include the 500 bulk rares that came with it, and it doesn't include the entire set was, or the entire lot was 3,800 cards approximately. It was, I think, a little bit under that, like maybe 3,700 something, but
Still, that's a ton of just money in pure bulk cards too that I can sell back to some company who wants, you know, just the pure bulk cards. So the lot was just a total success. This was super sweet. So now we're gonna go ahead and talk about some of the cards that we had in the lot here. So I pulled out a couple. I think I pulled out 10 cards here. I pulled out some of the more expensive ones that you guys can see in a picture right here. The Kolaghan's Command, the Rise of the Dark Realms, and the Azuri Claw of Progress. Those were the only cards in the lot that were $10 or more. The Kolaghan's Command coming in around $17, the Rise of the Dark Realms coming in around $13.25, and the Azuri coming in around $11.75 for those three. Pretty sweet. Then we also had another 4 cards here. These cards were all over $9 but didn't quite make the $10 mark. So for the Anointed Procession and the Kaldoran Outpost, both of those were around $9.75. The Arachnogenesis was around $9.50, and then the Fiery Confluence was just a little bit over $9, so pretty sweet there. And then finally, in the last picture, I pulled some of the commons and uncommons that were worth quite a bit. These aren't necessarily the most expensive commons and uncommons that we got in the lot, but these were some that I wanted to point out. So Thought Vessel, I wanted to point out because this card is $7.25 for a common. It kind of goes against what you might think about Commander product, or just like Magic products. There we go. That's how English works. Magic products in general, where Mythic should generally be more than commons. But when it comes to like Commander products, they're printing, you know, 1 copy of each card in the Commander product because it's a singleton format. So the commons could be worth as much as your mythics, maybe even more in some cases, and that's why I wanted to pull out the Thought Vessels here to point out that even though they are a common, they're still $7.25. So, you know, don't let somebody, you know, trade you, you know, their common for your common when your common's a Thought Vessel. You know, make sure that you're getting a good deal if you're trading off Thought Vessels. The other card that we pulled out here was Price of Glory. This was a card that I made a quick little comment about in the video where I said this seems like a fine Commander card. Little did I know the card was $6 already, so it seems like Commander players have already caught on to the fact that this is a nice Commander card, which is something I should have expected. If a card looks good in Commander, chances are someone else has already found out that it's good in Commander, which is exactly what happened here with Price of Glory being a $6 uncommon here from Odyssey. And then finally, Marrow Commerce. This is a card that when I pulled it out in the video and noticed that we had them, I said, you know, these are they're casual cards. They got the Merfolk tribe on them. You know, casual players love Merfolk. It's one of the most beloved tribes in Magic. These are probably like 50 cents a piece, something like that. And then I kept scrolling on. It turns out they're $3.50 a piece, which is pretty sweet. Again, we had 2 of them here, and you know, all of these cards appear to be in near mint condition from the ones that we have here on all of these pictures and things like that. They're all pretty solid condition, which is very nice as well. This lot, most of the cards were in just like fantastic condition, which is super cool. So yeah, this has been my first attempt at buying a bulk lot off of someone from a bulk MTG lot off of someone from eBay, and I think it turned out pretty well. Getting around $550 plus worth of cards for, again, only $30 is quite crazy, and I'm super happy with how things went. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, be sure to let me know with a like on the video, as well as a comment below telling me your thoughts on the lot that I bought, and maybe even a subscription to the channel if you really enjoyed it. So with that being said, thank you all so much, and I'll see you guys here next time. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really enjoyed getting the chance to go through and open up this this box of cards that I ordered and kind of see what, you know, was what was included in it. Definitely a lot of fun. At the end of each of my videos, I love to give a huge shout out and thank you to my patrons for the month over on the Patreon page. So huge shout out and thank you to Jeremy, Rodrigo, Jason, Daniel, Battlewolf MTG, Down Under MTG, and Jythe Sworn for supporting me over on the Patreon page. Definitely means a lot. I really appreciate you guys making it all the way to the end of this video as well, since I know it was a little bit longer than usual. But yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.